Tawanda and her husband Sean hopped on live, and the way they were talking about Tamar had everyone watching like, wow. They were really out here calling her a wicked spirit and acting like they don't mess with anyone who moves like that. This wasn't just shade, this was full-on drama exploding right on camera. So let's break this down, because we all know what they were really hinting at. Tamar didn't get invited to that wedding, even though Tawanda originally tried to act like Tamar was supposed to be involved in everything. She pushed this whole story about Tamar dropping the ball, but later the truth slid out, and it was messy.
Really want to give it no energy like that, but um I, I'm gonna speak for myself. Me. This is not her speaking, this is me speaking. I've gotten to a place in my life where things start to transform from face to frequency.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it. And I love
Tamar wasn't welcome from the start, and that changes the whole vibe of this situation. But here's where it gets even more wild. Sean is in the middle of this like he's on the front line of a family feud. Why is he even chiming in this hard? This is between sisters, and suddenly he's all loud in the mix like he's the spokesperson for the whole situation. It's giving unnecessary energy, and honestly, someone should have tapped him on the shoulder and said, relax, this ain't your lane. This whole thing could have stayed peaceful, but nope, they took it straight to the internet and let it blow up for everyone to see. The tension, the secrets, the fakery, everything is spilling out now. If you want the tea to keep pouring, stick around because this story is just getting started. This whole situation was supposed to stay between sisters, but they're the ones dragging it onto the internet like it's a public event. They're out here saying Tamar is some wicked, wicked spirit and acting like she's walking around full of the devil, which is wild to throw around so casually. Meanwhile, people got stories about credit cards being used, the money being borrowed without ever being paid back, but somehow that gets no energy at all. The double standard is loud.
people, and I love them with as much as I have to give. So if my cup is empty, I'm not going to be pouring to you. I have to go put more in my cup. And what I mean by changing from face to frequency is that you might know somebody, you might grow up with somebody, you might be family members with somebody, you might be friends, you might, whatever it looked like. Cantor Simmons, shouts out to Cantor Simmons. He's one of my best
Candace.
men. The faces of who and the realities of relationships fade away. And then you start to be more attracted to the frequency that you are on. And I'm not out here looking for what looks nice. I'm not out here looking for what smells nice or what feels nice. I'm looking for what is frequency nice. So I don't care about none of that anything. If you're not matching that, I will pour into you my extra, but I'm not putting myself at a deficit or letting you like sap all my good energy, make me sad, make me
Mm-mm.
upset, have me
Mm-mm.
engaging in triggers
Mm-mm.
and all of that and talking
Mm-mm.
down about people or talking
Mm-mm.
gossiping or
Mm-mm.
calling people like they
Mm-mm.
name or fighting or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't doing it, bruh.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. I would
I ain't doing it.
remove myself.
I
Yep.
don't care who you are.
Yep.
I don't care if you my mama, my sister, my twin, Jesus, it don't matter.
Yeah.
I ain't spend
So in that live session they did, they tried to explain why Tamar wasn't around. But instead of just saying the truth, they spun the whole thing like she's the problem every time. They kept pushing this image of Tamar being wicked every way but loose, like they needed the audience to see her as the villain no matter what. It felt more like a performance than a real explanation. And let's be honest, we've all seen how things go down. Every time something blows up, Tamar gets blamed before the situation is even fully understood. They jump straight to pointing fingers, saying her behavior is terrible, saying she's always doing something wrong, acting like she's the source of every issue in the family. It's exhausting to watch. But anyone who watched the show knows the truth. They all like the same way. The drama, the attitudes, the slip-ups, everyone has their moments. The only real difference is that they team up to gaslight Tamara and make her look like the one causing trouble. It's like they found the easiest target and stuck with it every single time. Tamara's opened up so many times about what she went through with her family, including the abuse she experienced, so it always feels strange when they keep painting her as the main problem. They act like she's the storm bringing chaos, but then you look at Tawanda's history and suddenly the picture changes real quick.
I'm talking to the third person. You talk crazy to me. And I'm like, at what point do I defend myself?
You could just get exhausted with the same behavior over and over and over again. I know I was exhausted and it wasn't warranted, and I'm not excusing it, and I'm not willing to accept that behavior anymore in my life.
Tawanda, you took a girl's credit card and didn't pay her money back, and somehow that never gets treated like an issue at all. How does that behavior get swept under the rug while Tamara gets dragged nonstop? And the wildest part is, people have alleged for years that Tawanda has a habit of taking things, yet the family still circles back to point at Tamara like she's the one causing all the trouble. It's like they're trying to distract everyone by throwing shade in one direction instead of addressing what's actually happening. The whole thing feels off. Then Tawanda has the nerve to say that Tamara is simply exhausting, like she's the one draining everybody around her. I know plenty of exhausting folks, trust me, but one thing I will never do is ask those same exhausting people to lend me $35, $50, $5,000, or anything at all. If someone is so exhausting and full of all these so-called spirits, why are you still going to them for help? That part never makes sense. Because clearly Tamara wasn't too exhausting when it came to her credit card being used.
She's not coming to my wedding.
She's not coming to the wedding?
No, she's not.
Are you sure?
I'm so positive.
What do we think about her behavior? I'm just the other day.
I think
It
it
was
was
unacceptable.
entirely unacceptable.
I was pretty upset at myself for allowing a situation to affect me that way. I get it. Certain things, even as sisters, I wouldn't necessarily spew out.
People have been saying that Tawanda was allegedly using Tamara's credit card to pay her phone bill. 6 phone lines for 4 years. 4 years is not an accident, that's a system. And on top of that, Tamara gave her money, and for some reason, that money never made its way back to Tamara. How is Tamara the villain when she's the one getting drained financially? And the story doesn't stop there, because the debts were allegedly thrown into a bankruptcy, which is a serious thing. And yes, that bankruptcy is real. It's public record, and anyone can look it up. I even checked it myself before talking about it. If you want the receipts, go watch that breakdown, because the information is all there. If you're ready for more of this messy saga, stay locked in. It only gets crazier from here. They keep claiming Tamara's some nasty spirit, but somehow Tawanda still hasn't paid that lady her money back. How does that work? You can't call someone negative while still holding on to the cash they fronted you. Tamara literally put down your down payment, Tawanda. Yes, she sure did. And all you had to say was thank you, like that was the end of the story. The math is not mathing.
And in 2 seconds on that jump. And I love you and I mean it. I wish the best for you. I hope you find all the happiness in your life. But everybody at this house, them 2 kids and that woman upstairs that I'm responsible for, we not plugging into that. I don't care what it is.
Nope. We're not plugging, we're not pouring, we're not entertaining, we're not doing any of that. And what people need to understand is it's not our responsibility to nurture your triggers. That's no one's responsibility but yours,
Facts.
period.
Yep.
We're not coddling anything other than peace, happiness, and joy. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And if you can't vibrate up, then you have to vibrate out.
That's it. And here's the thing. This is not coming from a place of hate, meanness. I will speak for myself. I sincerely, from the core of who I am, hope that every spirit, soul on this earth finds their purpose, finds their passion, finds the people that support them, finds the people that encourages them, that cheerleads for them, and that they can do that for everyone else in their circle and be led by their source.
Right.
That's
Right.
what I want for everybody.
Right.
I just do. And ain't nothing you gonna change that.
Mm-mm.
But what I have control over, me, and what I will allow in my space, in my home, on my phone, in my car, like I have a choice to make there.
Yeah.
And that choice is love.
Love.
That choice is peace.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried before. I've tried to pull people. I've tried to be like, hey, let me show you. I'm not doing that. And she
Mm-mm.
ain't doing it either.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
We love you. We rather look towards the hills from which
Ooh,
coming our help.
come on now. Come
Mm-hmm.
on, honey.
Mm-hmm. It's Good Friday. I'm
Exactly.
here.
Honestly, Tawanda is the one who feels exhausting out here because she always comes off like she specializes in using people and sliding out of paying them back. The clip proves it. When everything wrapped, Tamar said, "Oh, it was a gift." And Tawanda, in that usual sarcastic tone she does so well, made sure Tamar understood exactly what she meant. That whole vibe screamed, "Yep, you gave it to me, and I'm not returning a cent." That type of energy tells on itself. And let's keep it real. Using someone's money to buy a house and cover a down payment, then brushing it off like it was nothing, that's wild behavior. Tamar reminded her she was supposed to get that money back, and instead of repayment, the next thing she gets is paperwork from the bankruptcy court. That's respectful on a different level. And yes, that bankruptcy was real and on record. It's not a rumor. Tawanda actually included Tamar in that mess. But then they went live and started calling Tamar negative energy, saying she's carrying spirits and all types of dramatic things. They tried to make it sound like Tamar's this reckless storm blowing through their lives. Yet when you look at the facts, the only real storm is the one around the money and the way everything got handled. The narrative doesn't match the reality at all. This family definitely has issues, no one's denying that, but putting all the blame on Tamar just because it's easy is wrong. You can't twist the whole situation to make her the villain every single time, especially when she's the one who keeps getting taken advantage of. Things are messy, but they're not messy just because of her.
On your down payment.
You sure did. Thank you so much for
And
that.
now that
Thank
you
you
got
so
this
much for
little
the gift.
accident, give me my money back. That was not
You
a
promised
gift.
the guy. Yes, it was. But it's
no, you
okay.
didn't. Tawanda told me her lender needed to see the money in her account and that she was waiting on a check and she would be giving me my money back. I was reluctant, but I said, okay.
Thank you so much.
You said I will pay you back the next day, and then you listed me as a creditor.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
So now
Now here's where things get even wilder. Because in this same live, they tried to flip the script again and make Tamar look like she's the one carrying all this chaos. They kept tossing around those negative energy labels like it was nothing, acting like she's the root of every problem in the whole family. But anytime real situations come up, money not paid back, credit lines stretched, shady decisions, suddenly it gets quiet. And somehow Tamar becomes the distraction instead of the victim. It's unbelievable. Tawanda keeps talking like she's above all this, but let's be honest, she moves real slick when it comes to anything involving money or responsibility. One minute she's sweet, the next she's sarcastic, and all of it is just her way of dodging accountability. And the wild part is, she makes it seem like Tamar is the unstable one when Tamar is literally just asking for what's hers back. That's not chaos, that's someone trying to stand up for themselves. And remember, this isn't the first time the family has tried to rewrite the storyline. Every time something becomes inconvenient, they suddenly forget details, switch up the tone, or twist things to make Tamar look like the problem. It's like they've made a group decision that she's the easy target, and they keep running with it like it's a family hobby. It's messy, and it's unfair. But the audience isn't blind, people can see the patterns. Every time Tamar brings receipts or shares her truth, the room gets real silent. People start shifting, mumbling, or trying to change the subject. That alone tells you who's really stirring the pot. The loudest ones pointing fingers are usually the ones hiding the biggest secrets, and this whole situation is starting to look exactly like that. And you already know, once the truth starts cracking through the surface, everything the family tried to hide is going to spill out, whether they like it or not. This drama is far from over. What really threw me off in that live is how Sean would not stop talking, like he was the spokesperson of a family he didn't even grow up with. He only knows what Tawanda told him, so jumping in like he's some inside expert made the whole thing feel extra messy. As a husband, he should support his wife, sure, but he didn't need to be loud in a situation he barely understands. Sometimes staying quiet is the smartest move, and he missed that memo. But of course, Sean kept talking like he was leading the conversation, and Tawanda just nodded along like everything he said was the absolute truth. Then she dropped that line about how it's not her responsibility to nurture your triggers, talking about Tamar's triggers like she's above all that. She really said if someone can't vibrate up, then vibrate out, which sounds cute until you remember the actual situation behind the scenes. Because, let's be real, anybody would have an attitude if they helped someone, gave them money, and then that person kept using their credit card without paying it back. So when Tawanda starts throwing around that vibrate up or vibrate out talk, the question becomes, does that apply to her too? Especially with all the stories about the money, the credit cards, and everything that mysteriously never got returned. That part needs some real clarity. And the truth is, you can't just look at one piece of this family drama and think it explains everything. This family has layers on layers of issues. Every single person has their own mess, their own stories, their own hurt, and their own responsibility in how things fell apart. It's deeper than one argument or one disagreement. This stuff has been building for years. People honestly believe Tawanda is mad and maybe even jealous because Tamar is who she is, loud, successful, recognized, and unapologetic. And you would think Tawanda would have moved past that by now, but somehow she still seems comfortable asking for Tamar's low-energy money. The contradiction is wild, and the public is definitely paying attention. Drop your thoughts in the comments because this situation just keeps getting messier. And if you want more breakdowns, more drama, and more tea, make sure you hit that subscribe button on Juicy Reel. You don't want to miss what's coming next.